Welcome back to another Clash of Katanas battle report. Today the Hojo clan will be going up against Toyotomi in this little rice field farm area somewhere in Japan. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the lists. And here we have about 400 or 750 points of Toyotomi. We have a level 3 leader on horse and a level 2 leader. Level 2 is upgraded with heavy weapon, and they both have improved enclosed armor. And then we have 8 Nagayari Ashigaru. And 9 Teppo Ashigaru. 5 Yari Mounted Samurai. And 7 Yari Samurai. Their breakpoint is every 4 figures. Alright, on to the Hojo clan. And here we have 750 points of Hojo. We have a level 3 leader mounted with improved enclosed armor. A level 2 leader with musician attached. 2 units of 6 Yari Ashigaru. They have full armor, I believe. We have 10 Teppo Ashigaru. 5 Yumi Mounted Samurai. And 6 Hatamoto Daisho Samurai. So with that, let's go ahead and deploy and begin the battle. Alright, we have deployed our forces. I performed a tea ceremony for the Hojo clan. It performed well, gaining me an extra fate point, while Toyotomi over here tried to consult the omens, and they rolled a 1, so they lose the 1 fate point they had. So, for the Hojo clan, I have my mounted samurai archers on the right flank with some Yari Ashigaru behind them with my level 3 leader, my Hatamoto samurai in the middle, Teppo on the left with the level 2 leader, and the other Ashigaru unit on the far left flank. And for Toyotomi, she has her Teppo and her Yari Samurai on the right flank, Yari Ashigaru in the middle, and the Yari Mounted Samurai on the left flank with her level 3 leader. And her level 2 leader is attached to the Yari Samurai. The rice fields is rough terrain, and as so is this whole line of forest and hills. This is just a fight it out game, so we're each trying to break each other's force. So with that, let's go ahead and roll initiative for round 1. 2 for me, and that's cocked. Go ahead and roll again. A 4 for Toyotomi, gaining the initiative for round 1. Alright, continuing on with round 1. Not much action has happened. Everybody's begun moving their forces forward. I got my Teppo up against the rice field to get a better angle on her right flank. She's just pushed forward across the board. And then I moved up my Yumi Samurai forward once, and now I'm going to fire at her Samurai, Mounted Samurai. So, this will be a 4 to hit with half my dice. Yeah. That's 2 hits. And that'll give you a +1 save. Alright, 2 hits on her Yari Samurai. She needs 3s to save. And she makes 1, taking 1 casualty, and then rolling 2 morale checks. What do you need?
For morale, 3.
Making 1, taking 1 fatigue and a casualty, while I take a fatigue as well. And then we will move on. Alright, and after that shooting, we just move the rest of our forces forward. She moved up her officer, or her leader. And with that, we go to round 2. Alright, round 2 initiative. 6 for Hojo, 3 for Toyotomi. Initiative going to Hojo. Alright. For my first activation, I activated my Yumi archers, my samurai, and I moved them forward to get close to her mounted samurai. And before I shoot at them, she's going to attempt to interrupt, needing a 3. And she did not. She rolled a 1. So then I will continue with my second action. 5 shots into her mounted samurai. This will be 4s to hit. And I just got 1. That's unfortunate. Lucky for her though. And then she gets a 4-up save, which she makes, and then a grit test. 1 grit test.
Okay. Got it.
Making that as well. Alright. And then I'm going to make a third action. Alright, and with my third action, I just retreated my samurai so they don't get charged. And with that, we go back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, and for Toyotomi's activation, she activated her Teppo Ashigaru, which moved forward twice, and then with her third action, they're going to fire into my Ashigaru.
I need 5.
8 shots hitting on 5. I see 3 hits. Alright. And this will be a -1 to my save value.
It's 4 hits.
4 hits? Okay. -1 to my save value, needing 4 6s. Gaining 1 and taking 3 casualties, as I'm immediately almost at my first breakpoint. And then 4 grit tests of 5, taking 3 fatigue, and they will be shut down for this round, not being able to do anything. And with that, we go back to Hojo. Alright, and for the Hojo activation, my level 2 leader activated my Teppo, which formed close order, and are going to fire into her Teppo. So this will be 4 shots hitting on 5 for 2 hits, and she'll get her normal save of
5.
Making 1 and failing 1, taking 1 casualty, and then she will need to make 3 grit tests.
3.
Yes, for the volley roll.
Okay, what do I need? I need 4.
Alright, she
2.
made 1, failed 2, so gaining 2 fatigue. And then I will not do any third activation with them, as in then we'll then move on to Toyotomi. And for Toyotomi, she moved up her Ashigaru forward and then performed close order, followed by me activating my Ashigaru, which moved forward twice. And then we go back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, and for Toyotomi, she spent her last two command points from her level 3 leader to activate her samurai over here, which performed 3 movement actions around this rock to flank my Ashigaru, and they will get a fatigue for that. And then with that, it's just my activations, and we'll see what I do. Alright, and for my last 2 actions or activations, I moved forward my leader, level 2 over here, and then I moved forward my Hatamoto samurai just a little bit to prepare for any charges. And with that, we go to round 3 initiative. And that is a 6 for Hojo and a 1 for Toyotomi. Round 3. Alrighty, and for my first activation, I pulled my Ashigaru back from the samurai that are approaching. And then for Toyotomi, she moved forward her Yari samurai and then formed close order. And she's going to perform a 3rd attack, charging into my samurai. But before that, I'm going to interrupt with my samurai. Needing a 3. Got it. And with that interruption, I'm going to attack her with my samurai before she can charge into my Yumi archers. Alright, my samurai charge in for an all-out attack on her samurai. She's going to counterattack with her last action. So he's 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s and 2s with random blows. Which I didn't need, and I didn't get any 6s either. So then that is 6 hits. And then you need a save of?
My save is a 4.
Alright. Making 3, failing 3. So take 3 casualties. And then 4 grit tests.
Alright, I need 3s.
Making 1, or making 3, failing 1. So you'll take a fatigue for that. I'll take 2 fatigue, and then you'll get to do your counterattack. It is at the same time, I believe. So 4 attacks. What are you hitting on?
3s.
Alright. Made them all. And then my save is a 4. Oh my goodness. I'm going to spend 2 fate die to reroll. Alright, I save 1. 1 more. So I'll take 2 casualties to her 3. And then I pass my grit test, not gaining any fatigue, and her last mounted samurai will take 4 inches back. Alright, and after the battle, that is where the Yari samurai ended up. And then it was my activation. I activated my Yari Ashigaru, which moved forward twice over here in front of her Yari. And on her activation, she moved forward for an attack on to my Ashigaru. So this will be 8 attacks, hitting on
4s.
And I see just 2 hits. And I did say I was defending. So this will be 2 defensive rolls, needing 4s. Not making any. So then I'll make a 5-up save. Passing 1, taking 1 casualty. And then 2 grit tests, which both failed, gaining me 2 fatigue, and I will fall back 2 inches. And that's where my Ashigaru ended up after the battle, 2 fatigue to her 1 fatigue. And then for the rest of the round, I reloaded my Teppo over here. She did the same with her 1 command point on this flank. And then I rested my Yumi archers, and she moved her officer over behind her Ashigaru. And with that, we go to round, what was it, 4? 3. Round 3. Round 3 initiative. That's a 2 for me. And a 2 for her. Re-rolling, got a 6. And a 5 for another Hojo initiative. Round 3. Alright, and for my first activation, I activated my Yumi Samurai, which moved forward once, and then is going to fire into her Yari Samurai. So it's be 5 shots hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. And then you need 2 4-up saves.
Yep.
Alright. Failing 1. Making 1. Alright. So he's gone. And I get 1 fatigue for that. And then it goes back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, for Toyotomi's activation, her level 3 leader spends 2 command points to activate her Teppo, which moved forward, and are going to fire into my Teppo. So, this will be 8 shots hitting on 6s, because the -1 for fatigue. Not making any. No 6s. Alright. And with that, they'll get their second action. And then, any other actions?
For them, no.
Alright. They'll get 2 unloaded, and then it'll go back to Hojo's activation. Alright, for Hojo's activation, I activated my Hatamoto Samurai, which performed an all-out attack on her Nagayari. She put them back in form order, or close order last round, and with her Heirin Zumi trait, she's going to counterattack, allowing her to hit me first with twice as many blows, so a total of 8 hits hitting on 4s.
Okay.
I see just 2 hits, and I need a 4-up save. Making 1, failing 1. So I'll take 1 casualty, and then I will make my 3 attacks. Needing 3s, 6s, explode, rerolling 1s and 2s. Getting 3 hits. And what do you need to save? 5?
I need 5.
Alright. Failing 2, making 1. So she'll take 2 casualties, and then you're going to roll 3 grit tests.
Okay.
Failing 2, so you'll get 2 fatigue. And I'll roll 2, getting 3s, passing them. So I'll just take my 2 fatigue for that. And then you'll fall back 2 inches and be unformed. And then we'll go back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, and for Toyotomi's last activation, she just activated her samurai over here on our right flank. They moved twice, coming towards my Ashigaru. And then for Hojo, I activated my Teppo, which shifted positions, and then are now going to fire into her samurai. So this will be 8 shots, hitting on 5s. Getting 2 hits. And then you have a 4-up save.
Yep.
This will be a -1, and you failed both of them with a 1 and a 2. So you'll take 2 casualties and roll 4 grit tests.
I need 3s.
Made them all. Alright. And then I'll get 2 unloaded tokens. And then it goes back to Toyotomi. She does have 1 more command point with her officer or her leader, which she may or may not use. Alright, Toyotomi decided to pass. So then it comes back to me, which then I spend my last CP for my level 2 leader to activate the Ashigaru, which moved forward and then performed an all-out attack on her samurai. She is going to defend with her last action for them. So this will be 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Ooh, gaining 2 6s for a total of 4 hits. Let me double check your rules, see if you get any benefits before we roll. Alright, no beneficial properties. So she gets 4 defense dice. You need
I need 4s.
You need 3s. It's melee for defending.
Okay.
Alright, she defends 3 blows and then she gets to make a 4-up save. Which she makes. Alright. She won't take any casualties for that. And then I will fall back with 2 fatigue. And then it will go back to her activation. You're going to pass. Just leaving me. I will move up my officer. And with that, we go to round 4. Toyotomi is at 2 breakpoints to my 1. Alright, turn 4 initiative. 1 for Hojo and a 5 for Toyotomi, finally getting the first initiative. Alright, and for Toyotomi's first activation, she activated her samurai over here, which are going to perform an all-out attack into my Ashigaru. So 6 attacks. I decided to defend as well. So 6 attacks hitting on 4s.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, on 3s.
Gaining 5 hits. Alright. Alright, with 3 6s and 1 5, that'll be a total of 7 hits on my Ashigaru. I'll be able to try to defend against 3 of them. Needing 4s. Defending 1. And then a 5-up save for the rest. Which I made 3 but failed 3, and they will get wiped out. And that'll be 2 fatigue for her samurai, and then it goes back to Hojo's activation. Alright, and for Hojo's activation, my level 2 leader activated my Teppo, which reloaded, and are going to fire into her samurai. So this will be 8 shots, hitting on 5s. Getting 3 hits.
Okay.
And this will be a -1 to your save.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I need 5s.
Alright. Making none, so you'll take 3 casualties.
Nice.
And then make 5 grit tests with the volley trait. Grit of 3. Failing 1, so you'll take 1 fatigue for that. And 3 casualties. And then I will be unloaded. And then it goes back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, and with Toyotomi's options looking very slim, she needs to force a break on my army. So she activated her Ashigaru, which performed an all-out attack on my samurai, which I am deciding to defend with. So 5 attacks, hitting on 4s.
4. 6 attacks.
Or 6 attacks, yeah. Getting just 2 hits, which I can attempt to block with my 3 attacks. Rerolling 1s and 2s with offhand parry, which I don't need. I block all your attacks. And then you will back up 2 inches with 2 fatigue.
Okay.
And it goes back to Hojo's activation. Alright, for Hojo's activation, I activated my Yumi Samurai, which moved forward and are going to fire into her Yari. So this will be 5 shots hitting on 4s. Just 2 hits for a, what is it, 4 up save? 5 up save?
A 4.
Nope, it's 5.
Wait. Oh, I was looking at my melee.
Failing 2. So you'll take 2 more casualties. And then 3 grit tests. Which is a 4.
4. Yep.
Passing 2, so you take another fatigue. I will take 1. Alright, and then it goes back to Toyotomi's activation. Alright, and for Toyotomi's activation, she activated her Teppo, which reloaded, and are going to fire with their 3rd action into my Teppo. So, just 4 shots hitting on 5s. Getting just 1 hit. And that'll be a -1 to my save for a 6 up. Nope. I'll take 1 casualty. And then crit test, which I pass. Alright. And then it goes back to Hojo. Alright, next up, I activated my Samurai, which performed an all-out attack on her Yari. So this will be 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling nothing. So that's 3 hits. 5s.
Got 1.
Passing 1, failing 2, so you'll take 2 casualties. You did counterattack, so that'll be 4 attacks on me. Needing 4s. Making 3.
Nice.
3, 4 up saves. Oh, I failed all 3. That's unfortunate. So,
Wiped out? Was there only 3?
yep.
Nice.
So my Samurai go down in a blaze of glory while cutting down the Ashigaru scum of Toyotomi. Then you need to make 4 grit tests. Or 3 grit tests.
3? Okay, I need 4.
Failing 2. That is, what is that party? 5?
5, yeah.
Which will cause them to run away. Alright. And then with that, we go back to Toyotomi, which has no more command points. And then it's just me. I will pass as well. And with that, we will end round 4 and do some break tests. Alright. Toyotomi is at 4 breakpoints. To my 2, I was 1 casualty away from making my break test. So she will make her breakpoint test. She needs 4s. And that is a 3 and a 1 for 2 failures. Her force will break, giving Hojo the victory. Thanks for watching, guys.